What's up, guys? Cass here from GiveWave Studios, and on this one I'm going to show you how to turn these pieces that you see here into this cool spray can that Akali uses in the KDA Pop Star video. Lights up, looks really cool, great prop for any Akali cosplay. Alright, let's get it. You have the body of your spray can, you have your spray nozzle, the base of your spray can with a slot for the LED packet to go through, and obviously the top of your spray can. You're also gonna get this A decal, and I'll show you guys how to use that in a second, but that is pretty much what comes in your package. So what you're gonna do first is spray your pieces. If they come in silver or gray, great. If not, just use some silver spray paint on it. But for the body itself, the first thing we want to do, because this is a 3D print, it has a lot of thin little lines. And if we put the sticker on it right away and try to paint over it, the paint might get through the masking with the striation lines of the 3D print. So we're gonna coat this in a triple thick acrylic We're gonna coat this in a triple thick acrylic glaze, and I'm gonna leave links in the description for where you can get that. 1 or 2 coats of it might do, and after it cures, then we'll put our stickers on and do a pass of black. And I'll show you guys how to kind of like weather everything and install the lights. So super easy, simple, so let's get to it. All right, we're in the paint booth now. This is what I'm going to be using, the Krylon triple thick crystal clear glaze, and I'll have links in the description where you guys can grab this, but I'm just gonna do a couple coats, let it dry, and then we'll move on to the decal section. All right, so for comparison, this is what we're looking at, right? So you can see the print lines on here, but on the one that we just glazed, it's super shiny, and you can almost tell that I don't really know if you guys can tell, but I don't see them. I don't see the print lines, and that's kind of where you want to get with this, is that to the point where you almost don't see the print line. So if it takes you a couple of coats, do so. This stuff is so thick, usually it only takes 1 pass. That's why I like using it. All right, it's a couple hours later. My piece is fully cured, back from the paint booth. Now I'm going to start the decal process. So now, one thing that I must warn you guys about is sometimes when you take this off, I don't know if you can tell, but the paper starts to come up with it, which is obviously not what you want, and it's not ideal. But if that does happen, don't fret. It's easy to fix this. You can just grab an X-Acto blade and just kind of find the in-between of the actual decal and the paper that was lifted, and as you can tell, fairly quickly you can separate the two. Right now I actually have the sticky part on my hand, so again, don't worry about it. If it peels up with the paper, it's super easy to get it back to where it needs to be. Before you put your decals, you want to put this back in, top and bottom, and you want to notice where you can see it from the inside. So that's kind of like your stop point. You don't want to put your decals over that area, because obviously no light is going to show through in those areas here. Okay, so as you're placing your decals, do keep that in mind. All right, so this is the general layout that you guys are looking to get. Pause the screen, do what you gotta do, take a good look at it, because this is it. Or you could go to the video and take a screen cap and see for yourself, but if you don't believe me. Also, the GiveWave Studio logo is also included in your decal, just in case you wanted to represent, but it is one of the hardest things to put on there, so I understand if you guys don't want to go through that step. In any case, we're done at this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and take out these 2 pieces. Since they're already silver, I'm not going to even bother painting them. You can if you would like to. It's a DIY kit. You guys put in as much or as little work as you want into your prop as possible. As long as you're satisfied with your result, it's all that matters. All right, we're in the paint booth. As you can see, I stuffed a little paper inside of the the canister there so I don't get too much overspray on the inside, so it doesn't affect the light leaking out through the stuff, and it keeps everything nice and clean. I don't know where this little dust thing came from. I just picked it right up. All right, so black, it could be any black, it could be gloss, semi-gloss, flat, doesn't matter, black spray paint. We're gonna do multiple coats. I'm gonna fast forward through the process and catch you guys for the next step. All right, so once your piece is dry enough to touch, you can go ahead and grab your light packet, open that up, and there'll be a little tab here to prevent the battery from being used while it's up, and just slide that in there, and just try and take notes of any places that the light might be shining through that you don't want it to. So far so good for me. It looks like I did a pretty good coverage. I have like one little spot right there, but that's perfectly fine. So if you had any spotty areas, you would want to go back, paint again until nothing is showing when the light is on the inside. So then we're gonna do is just seal our piece back up. Go ahead and put the bottom part in as well as the top piece, and because all of the splattering that we're gonna do needs to affect the entirety of the piece, so not just the body of the can itself. Off to the paint. All right, back in the booth. So what we're gonna do is recreate all of this splatter. Now, if you guys look at this carefully, you'll notice that this wasn't actually spray paint. This was paint. I just let acrylic paint just kind of drip down. I didn't like the look too much because it came out a little chunky in some areas. But we're going to pretty much recreate the same thing that I did here with this green, same concept, but not with paint, with actual spray paint. So what I did is grab the color that I like. This is a nice neon color that's actually going to glow under UV light, so it makes more sense for the prop. You're gonna grab it, spray it into the cap or some type of little container, okay? Until you have some liquid in there, okay? Once you have that, figure out where your Sia is. There's a drip that goes right there. So I'm gonna start pouring right up against that edge. I went a little too fast, but the good thing about it is that since it's liquid still, I can wipe that right off. Okay. So I have one drip down, and then I can do some more splatters here, there, everywhere. And then once I kind of have everything the way that I want it, I can go ahead and just flick some pink onto the rest of the piece. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the green. So I'm gonna fast forward through those steps and catch you guys for the next one. Okay, and after I have done all of my cutting and painting, I'm gonna separate the pieces so as to not let the paint dry in the wedges, so that it doesn't fuse the pieces together. I'm gonna let them dry separately. So, you guys might realize that maybe this is too light. If you go over it a couple of times, it'll look darker and darker, right? Or if you don't want to do this method, you can always do the acrylic paint method, where you'll only do like maybe 1 or 2 coats and it'll be as bright as this. But I want the effect of these drips glowing under a neon light, so I'm going with this method on this one. Again, a DIY kit. You guys do as you wish and make it your own, right? Now that everything is dry, pretty simple process. We're gonna grab an X-Acto blade. We're gonna get as close to the sticker as possible and just try to dig the blade underneath it, like that. Small little lift, and then slowly peel it off, okay? So just take your time with it, so that the paint comes off, or the sticker, not the paint, comes off nice and smooth. All right, and now that we've taken off all of our stickers, we'll go ahead and toss our light in. As you can see, have a nice diffuse glow. So now I'm just gonna match my pink area with my pink area here, at the top, there we go, like that. Okay, we're gonna undo our lights. Once we're done with our lights, what we're gonna do is get the string, the light string on the side, put it flat against the edge there. So if you guys can see, I have it flat up against the edge. Once you have it flat up against the edge, go ahead and grab your piece. There is a little tab there where the rope, the wire of the light is supposed to go through. So kind of just force that in, squeeze it in. You don't have to go too far deep. It's a really tight fit. You just want to have enough room in there that you have access to the switch to turn it on and off. Okay. And now that you have that, leave this next to here, pull this up at about where this little bevel starts here. You're going to fold your light. And now you're going to fold your light the length, that same length over and over. So keep that length steady and keep folding your lights up and down until you have the whole thing. Okay. Once you get to the very top, you want to leave this last LED solo. Okay, so go ahead and twist all of that into a nice string. Okay, and we're going to take off the top. Okay. We're going to put in our bottom piece. Make sure we line up our, there we go, green with our green, pink with our pink, so it doesn't look weird. And then with that done, we're going to stick this in so that that last LED just kind of peeks out by itself, like so. Okay. And then on the inside, this is going to be really hard to see, so I'm going to explain it kind of on the outside. There is a tab here. When you put your lights inside, with the length that we talked about that goes up all the way up to here, it should go past this. So with the light past this, from the inside here, you're going to bend the light over this little bridge here, right? This is going to make sure that the light stays centered inside of the piece. It doesn't rattle around and you have a nice even diffusion, because it's really hard to catch this on camera. So hopefully that explanation made sense. I'm gonna go ahead and put my piece down, fiddle around in there, and get my light to just wrap around. You'll feel it, and you'll be able to know if it's over it or not. All right. So now when I turn it on, I have a nice diffused light all over, and I don't see the individual LEDs in the inside of my piece. Okay. And very last step is going to be just letting that LED float inside of here, so that when you turn it on, your cap light's on as well. And we're just going to glue this down. This is a Gorilla Glue gel. I'll have links in the description where you guys can get this. It dries in like 15 seconds. So perfect for this. I want my spray cap to face where the Sia is. Just go ahead and drop that in there. It's probably already glued. Yep, it's already good. And then turn it on. We're ready. Turn it on. And that's it. You have a prop. Super easy, straightforward KDA Akali spray can. All right, this has been Cass from GiveWave Studios. I hope this one was useful to you guys. If you purchased the kit from the website, appreciate the support. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think and what you think I should do next. All right, catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.